Hey, Jonathan here. Today I'm going to explain an horror, thriller, suspense movie. Megan is a marvel of artificial intelligence, a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. Designed by Gemma, a brilliant roboticist, Megan can listen, watch and learn as it plays the role of friend and teacher, playmate and protector. When Gemma becomes the unexpected caretaker of her 8-year-old niece, she decides to give the girl a Megan prototype, a decision that leads to unimaginable consequences. Start movie review. The marketing for Megan has leaned into the uncanny spectacle of the title character, a 4-foot-tall cyborg with big doe eyes, a ratty wig, and the wardrobe of a closeted lesbian headmistress in a 50s melodrama. And it seems to be working, a well-placed gif here, an activation with a half-dozen women in Megan drag there, and Blumhouse, always expert at creating buzz, has generated more interest in Megan than there's been for the last 5 horror films dumped into the bleak theatrical landscape of early January. But the company could have gone another route as well. In case you haven't heard, this film comes to you from the writer of *Malignant*. For that film, James Wan directed a script by Akela Cooper, a longtime TV writer with a sideline in horror screenplays. The duo perfectly calibrated the movie's blend of haunted house scares and outrageous grotesquerie, enough to make *Malignant* a viral hit when it was released on HBO Max in the fall of 2021. Now Cooper is a horror screenwriter who also works in television, and she's been brought into the Blumhouse fold to develop a sequel to the Conjuring-verse spin-off The Nun, as well as writing Megan from a story by herself and Wan. Like *Malignant*, Megan knows it's ridiculous. It fills a kiddie pool with ridiculousness and splashes around in it. Cooper's screenplay for Megan is more overtly comedic than *Malignant*, however, and has a more populist type of appeal as a result. The audience at a Chicago preview of the film went crazy for it. The themes are your classic science gone muck fair scene in everything from Frankenstein to Jurassic Park, combined with a more modern throughline exploring anxieties about motherhood and filtered through the knowingly silly lens of the tiny terrors subgenre. Child's Play is the most famous example of that last category, and many comparisons have been and will be made between Megan, an acronym for Model 3 Generative Android, and Chucky. Their motivations are different, however. Chucky's boy Andy was a victim of his doll as much as anyone else, while Megan is fiercely protective of her girl, 9-year-old Katie, Violet. Film opens with a sequence that establishes its subsequent tone of garish satire and mischievous morbidity, as Katie plays with an obnoxious Furby-like toy called a perpetual pet in the backseat of a car. She and her parents are on their way to an Oregon ski lodge for a winter vacation, until a snowplow appears out of nowhere, Final Destination style, and kills Katie's parents. Cut to Gemma, Allison Williams, an inventor working for a high-tech toy company called Funky in Seattle. Gemma is Katie's aunt and the girl's legal guardian now that her sister and brother-in-law are dead. Plays with an obnoxious Furby-like toy called a perpetual pet in the backseat of a car. She and her parents are on their way to an Oregon ski lodge for a winter vacation, until a snowplow appears out of nowhere, Final Destination style, and kills Katie's parents. Cut to Gemma, Allison Williams, an inventor working for a high-tech toy company called Funky in Seattle. Gemma is Katie's aunt and the girl's legal guardian now that her sister and brother-in-law are dead. But Gemma isn't a motherly type. She's too busy with work to spend much time with Katie, for one. And although she works for a toy company, she keeps her toys, collectibles, in their boxes and on a shelf in her living room. But these two are now the only family the other one has. So they'll have to learn to live together, at least well enough to satisfy a court-ordered psychiatrist who's skeptical about Gemma's parenting abilities. Enter Megan, who seems like the perfect solution to Gemma's problem. An experimental prototype with a short-circuit-style ability to memorize infinite amounts of information, Megan can act as teacher and babysitter who reminds Katie to use a coaster and wash her hands after using the bathroom. She's what every kid needs, and every parent secretly wants, a 24/7 companion who frees up parents to live their own lives while their kids are preoccupied with their dolls. She's going to make Gemma's boss very, very rich, so rich, he rushes Megan through beta testing with Katie as their only subject. That can't go horribly wrong in any unforeseen way, right? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. HFA Service.